All right, good morning. It's it's Wednesday morning. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and let me just go ahead and say Happy Thanksgiving because, well, I kind of expect you guys to watch this live show before you go to work or listen to us on your way to work. Um, Now I know it's not fair that I drop all the cool little animations and stuff in there, and you can't watch that while you're driving. You better not watch that while you're driving. Be safe while you're driving. Don't you fucking watch. Anyway, Thanksgiving tomorrow, Turkey Day. Hell yeah, hooah hooah.
Yeah, don't don't buy into the whole oh we raped the Native Americans so you're not allowed to celebrate Thanksgiving. Don't do that. Don't do that. Social justice is a mind virus that is infecting people. Resist the infection. Anyhow,
Yeah, yeah. My hot young Indian wife and I will be enjoying some Thanksgiving dinner with the family tomorrow. And by Indian, I mean feather, not dot. She's a Comanche. She'll scalp a bitch. Anywho,
anyway, yeah, dude, the Comanches were basically every negative stereotype about Indians. Like they would get drunk and throw knives at you. Like it was, you didn't want to mess with Comanches. They
oh
would
yeah,
wreck you.
they were all about slaves and scalps. Um, super effective there. Anyway, here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the new YouTube rules a little bit and a few things kind of around that. So, excuse me. Cam, you were saying that you listened to some analysis from who was it, Natbat?
Yep.
Okay, I'm not as familiar with that channel. But I listened to Tim Pool's take on it, and I got to agree. So the thing about COPPA, there's a few questions asked. This Child Online Privacy Protection Act. Um, so what happened is Google got busted and made to pay a big fine on violating COPPA, and it basically they got busted for collecting data on children. And that sounds worse than it is. What's really going on there is children watching videos had their advertisement targeting data collected and redistributed in the same way that the rest of us are having our data collected and redistributed. And okay, everybody freaked out. No, not enough people freaked out about it, but a lot of people, myself included, were very upset about the Patriot Act. Um, well, now,
Which was apparently reauthorized, by the way.
of course it was. Of course it was.
That's why you don't give the government power. As soon as you give them power, it's absolute. And they almost never give it back. Haha. And and you wonder why I don't want any more gun laws to ever hit the books.
In fact, the best thing you could say about Donald Trump, the best thing to say about Donald Trump, is that he has eliminated more central government power than any previous president. Um, turning back Obama era executive orders, stuff like that. But that's not this show. That's not what we're talking about today. So here's what's gonna happen, and there's a reason we're talking about it today. Um, the ad revenue that is spent on YouTube by large companies, well, it's not going to be spent on certain types of content anymore. Right now, one of the most lucrative things a person can do, one of the easiest ways to get started on YouTube, in fact, arguably the easiest, most lucrative way to get started on YouTube, is to do gaming content, and especially Minecraft gaming content. Very popular. Uh, and if you want to get going on YouTube, start a channel and just broadcast yourself building the Eiffel Tower in Minecraft. Stuff like that. Well, because of the COPPA situation where you have to carefully designate all your videos as for or not for children. I had to go through and do that with all our videos. I had to go through and very, very explicitly say, no, we drop fuck bombs on this station. We are not for children.
Yeah, we talk about terrorists
I
and
mean,
how they need to die, and
exactly. We're
how
not razor
feminism is
fist.
cancer.
We're not razor fist. We're not at that level of vulgarity in our language use, but we don't make it a point to avoid using bad language. I don't mind using the F word from time to time, but it's not like part of our brand. But at the same time, it's enough that we're not for kids. So content is going to change dramatically in response to this, and it's going to be the case that uh, these gaming channels just are not going to be monetized the same way that they were. Now, a lot of them have huge subscribership, so they can probably court lucrative sponsors, but ad revenue just became a thing of their past. That ad revenue, however, is not going away. It's just going away from them. So right now, especially going into an election, the kind of aggressive analysis that we do on this channel, where you're not when you watch the Brushfire Mind, you're not listening to a Jake Tapper or a Chris Wallace or even a Sean Hannity, whose exclusive experience in being able to speak to politics from an analytical perspective comes from just doing political analysis for years and years and years and being journalists. No. When you come to the Brushfire Mind, you're listening to an angry old dude who has a background in military intelligence and complex crypto analytics, dissecting the meaning of specific tactical and strategic activities moving between political encounters.
Wait, does that mean that I'm the Robin to your Batman?
Sorry, guy. Robin was shorter than Batman, too. Sometimes it's just the way the world works.
Oh, you went there. You went there.
We need to find you a red and yellow Trump hat. Dude, I need a Bat MAGA hat.
That would...
Batman, the Batmobile won't start. Did you check the battery? What's a Terry?
Nope, sorry. I didn't get it.
The Bat Terry?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
See, we each have 4 kids, so the dad joke is strong with these ones. I stole that one. I totally stole that one. Anyway, so going into 2020 and the kind of analysis that we do, remember, this is the show where I predicted the ascent of Donald Trump, even over the arguments of my colleagues. I predicted his winning the presidency as early as his announcement. And shortly after that announcement, we did a show entitled War is Prior to Ethic, which we mentioned yesterday when we were talking about Chief Gallagher, the Navy SEAL. War is prior to ethic. War is a thing that we have done since the beginning of time, since the beginning of man. We have had war as part of our cultural interaction since long before ethics existed, and there is no place in war for ethic or morality. It is a separate thing, right? So, and based on my reading of Donald Trump's books and his political rhetoric, I was able at that time to say conclusively and with an extreme degree of certainty, one might have even called it hubris if I hadn't been proved right, that basically he would win because he understands that core and central truth. War is prior to ethic. And he treated politics the way that Democrats treat politics instead of the way that Republicans do. For the Democrat, politics is war, and every dirty trick is available to you. They're more than happy to employ jizya, takia, and all of those terrorist activities, as we've seen clearly with the formation of Antifa. Wow, I've gone way off what I really intended to talk about, but I'm bringing it back around. I am. The Donald understood that going in as a Republican, you cannot do politics in America the way that the Republicans try to do it. The Republicans in the United States attempt to play politics by Marcus of Queensberry rules. They treat it like it's a gentleman's sport.
Yeah, the Democrats treat it like it's a street fight, and the Republicans treat it like it's a boxing match with a referee. And I mean, I'm sorry, but like, unless you're Mike Tyson, and even then, like Krav Maga and mess Iron Mike up, like it would happen. I wonder how well he can swing that big fist of his if you punch him in the balls.
Oh God, have you seen the meme, the GIF where
Epstein didn't kill himself.
no, 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 no. You see a door, and there's a knock at the door, and then you see the door swing open, and there's Mike Tyson standing there, and then it cuts, and it's Holyfield standing there answering the door, and Tyson holds up a gift box like he's holding up an engagement ring, and he opens it, and it's Holyfield's ear. I'm sorry, man. And then they hug it out. And it's the whole ear. It's not the little piece that he bit off. It's the whole damn ear. Anyway, so going into this next season, I need you to like, share, and subscribe. Especially share this content everywhere. Help us build this audience so that we can do our work here to support the president, support his reelection. Now, let's be fair.
And support the truth.
Donald doesn't need a whole lot of support. He is going to waltz back into the White House because of the insanity of the enemy left. I mean, let's face it. A month and a half ago, Donald Trump had 17% support among black voters in America. Today, it's a little more than double that. 35% support. 35% black voter support for a Republican presidential candidate. That is the definition of unprecedented.
Yeah, what does Candace Owens call that? Blexit?
God, I hate that word. It's
catchy though.
The concept is, I think I prefer the moniker of the walk away movement, but I understand that the walk away movement is not an identity black movement. It's an identity left, anti-progressive movement.
Anyhow, so Kappa.
This channel is not a monetized channel.
No, it has not been for years. Like the very first apocalypse pretty much wiped us out.
In fact, okay, we've only got 146 subscribers. Now, we are up to 146 subscribers, which as a YouTube business, let's be real, we've both got day jobs. In fact, we've got a couple of them. Well, we've each got a day job, and we have a little video business that's growing and getting there. We don't do this for a living. We do this because we love it. We do this because we love our audience. We do this because we love this country. I do this because I swore to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America from all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I swore to close the distance and destroy the enemies of the United States of America.
Well, it's like your tagline says, the truth should matter. And sometimes you get at the truth by discussing things that people don't want to discuss. That's been the way any real, true, progressive thing that's ever happened because people got together and talked about it. You know, just a few hundred years ago, it was illegal to speak out against the crown. It was illegal to speak out against the Pope. So guys would get together in bars and would quietly have conversations with one another that went something to the effect of, what if this was different? What if the whole system is bullshit? How would we affect change to roll some of this back? And that's how we got what's commonly referred to as Western liberalism, the whole concept about the rule of law being the highest order, concepts like representative democracies and
Even the concept of the sovereign being subordinate to the principle of sovereignty.
so yeah. So basically, what was the fine for YouTube on this? Like $175 million?
I was about to say 42,000 something, but that's the fine for us. If yeah, there it is. YouTube was fined a record $170 million for, according to the complaint, violating the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. Okay, and now, in order for YouTube to collect private information on a child, no matter what content that child's watching, in order for YouTube to collect private information on the child, not the child's parents, okay, this is Monday morning quarterback stuff, and me trying to grapple with understanding the findings. But it seems to me that in order for it to be that YouTube was collecting data on children under 13, then the children under 13 had to have their own YouTube login. They had to have their own Gmail account login. Which means either mommy and daddy allowed them to do that or did that for them. My kids are allowed to watch YouTube under a very constrained set of circumstances. We do a thing often where the wife and I will sit on the couch and pass the baby back and forth while the other three kids, we pull up YouTube and watch music videos from some of our old favorites. And the other three kids dance until they fall asleep. It's fun. It's a good way to spend a Saturday evening with some popcorn and soda pop instead of just sitting on the sofa like a potato. For the kids, I've been up moving. I'm tired. I'm sitting on the sofa like a potato. But anyway, that, or we'll use YouTube, we'll use documentaries that are available on YouTube for part of our homeschooling.
Homeschooling, it's fine.
Lesson plan. There's another word there, but I dropped a word.
Curriculum.
That's the one. Oh, thank you. Yeah, there's some great videos on YouTube where, hey, here's a simplified summary of the Civil War.
So sometimes Batman would fail without Robin.
Occasionally, yes. Or the Ninja Turtles. But but the point I was going to get to all that is we're signed in as me or as the wife. We're not signed in as the children. And even if I'm letting one of the kids watch like an intro to guitar playing, because one of my kids is learning to play the guitar and another one's starting to learn to play the piano, I'll prop up an iPad on the back of the keyboard so that Vera can watch an intro to piano, get a piano lesson off of YouTube for free. She's signed in as either me or as this channel or as my wife. So the data that's being collected is not her data, no matter what. Yeah, I see the time. Dude, I am hurting. I understand you. I understand the clock's about to run out and you got to go to work. So, like, share, and subscribe. That's the big thing. We're about to be in a critical moment where, because of changes in the law, YouTube ad revenue and therewith suggested algorithms are going to alter the way that viewership is redistributed by suggestion on the platform. And if you, the beautiful viewers out there, will like, share, and subscribe this video and all of our other videos, then we can take advantage of that bump and start turning out more and more original content like the SpaghettiOs film that you all seem to like so much. And apart from that, we We will have a show out tomorrow morning and Friday morning. It may or may not be a live show. I don't expect most of you to be up this early to watch this show tomorrow. So if I don't see you then, have a happy turkey day. Eat good, get fat, and we will see you for sure again live Monday morning. Y'all be safe out there. It's time to go to work.
Okay. So yeah, big day today. And then